Hi, Assalamualaikum. Welcome to Sembang 3.0 with uBC. My name is Aina and I'll be speaking to two very inspiring SMEs special for you today with the topic of Buatan Malaysia, why choose local? For those who are new with uBC, welcome. Unified Business Club, or better known as uBC, is a business community created specially for the SMEs out there to grow together. So if you are a Unified Business broadband customer or Unified Business mobile customer, you get to enjoy exclusive privileges that covers marketing solutions, financial solutions, productivity boosters such as HR solutions, logistics, and many, many more. And all you need to do is head on to unifi.com.my/business/UBC and complete your profile there. And once you do that, you'll be able to start enjoying all the privileges that are made for free, exclusive for Unifi business customers. So today, house rules, there are no rules. All you need to do is to type away any questions that you have for two of our panelists, Adhili from Plan A and Fazrena Aziz from Tudung People. While you type away, the two speakers will be giving away exclusive merchandises just for you. In fact, Fazrena gave me a hint just now that she might be giving away an unreleased new shawl. So if you have questions for her, this is the time for you to ask away right at the comment section below in both our Unified Business Club Facebook and Instagram. Today's special session is that we will have a private one-to-one session for 20 lucky participants who would like to ask business advice or questions or tips and tricks to both Fazrena and Fazadli. We will give you one exclusive session where you can ask one special question privately and get any advices that you need from them. So I will share with you the link right after this session. And the first 20 who enters the Zoom link will be able to enjoy that private session with both speakers. So, shall we start? Welcome Adhili from Plan A and Fazrena Aziz from Tudung People.
Hello.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having us.
Thank you
Thank you
for
for having
joining. So, what's new with Plan A?
Oh, there's a lot of things going on at the moment. As everyone knows, cycling is really booming out of nowhere. Because I haven't seen this kind of pattern for the past 10 years. So it's really good trend, and it's really good to see these trends going on, especially for our industry.
Yeah, I'm sure it's impacting your business too.
Yep, in a good way.
Very good, very good. How about you, Fazrena?
I think that for Tudung People, we are focusing on our online so much more than before. We're having weekly releases. It never stops. We don't even stop during MCO. Everything is back. We have releases every week, sometimes twice a week. And all of the stores are opened with the new normal, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So, okay, today's session, we know the topic is about Buatan Malaysia and why the locals should choose local made products and brands. Heavy topic?
No.
No. You guys got it, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so let's get on to it. Okay, feel free to speak in English or Bahasa Melayu sebab the whole reason we chose this topic is in conjunction with our Hari Kemerdekaan yang ke-63, and this is part of our Malaysia Prihatin campaign to support all of our local businesses. So let's start. Fazrena, Faz?
Ladies first.
Ladies first. So how do Tudung People position itself differently than the rest in the market? Because we know that, you know, there are a lot of hijab brands locally. So how do you position Tudung People differently than the rest?
I think for Tudung People, from the start, we have this tagline, which is Tudung for the people, by the people. So I think that for us, we're always looking for solutions to everyday's problem, everyday's people. So that include people from variety of background. You know, we want to include every woman possible, whether you're single, you're married, you're single mom with kid, without kids, it doesn't matter. There's always a hijab for you according to your lifestyle. So that has always been our main objective. And Alhamdulillah, that also has been our very unique selling point.
Alhamdulillah. I think that's very good. I think the fact that you have a problem statement, which is to solve everyday's lifestyle need.
Correct.
Awesome. So what about you, Faz? So I will be addressing Faz Adhili as Faz and Fazrena as Fazrena so that people don't get confused.
Because we're both Faz.
Yeah, double Faz today.
Okay, for us, I think we are more than just a brand because we in Plan A we don't only sell products because we also sell lifestyle. When I say lifestyle, we are heavily involved with a lot of community events, small scale activation, and we have a really close relationship with our client.
Community, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to call them committee or client, but they are more like our friends. And I think that's the main difference between us and any other brand, especially in Malaysia.
Interesting. How has MCO impacted your businesses? Because I think both of you have a very strong presence of retail physical outlet, and you both have online stores too. So how does that, MCO, how does it has changed the behavior of consumer for your brands?
So who's answering first? Which Faz?
Okay, Faz Adhili, maybe you want to start first.
I mean, during MCO, we had a headache because we never experienced this kind of thing before. And we are heavily rely on our online store because that's the only platform for us to sell our products. And somehow we get to learn a lot of new things, especially on gadget and then other virtual platform. For example, we run a cycling event. We do bike race, and during MCO we're not allowed to do it, of course. But if we found a way to do it virtually, which is really interesting, where not only we had local participants, we had some people from Indonesia, from Brunei, Singapore.
That's so cool.
Yeah, all the way to United Kingdom even. So yeah, it's an eye opener for us, and I believe no matter how hard it is, if you manage to find a way to get something done, you get there.
But your store online existed way before MCO, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So
it was an easier shift.
Yeah. Before MCO, it was around 80% on our sales on our
Retail
store, retail store, and it was only 20%. And then it was the other way around during MCO.
Yeah.
But now I think it's about 50-50.
That's very good. That's very good because you managed to maintain your online customers, but you still have that footfall to your store. That's very nice to hear. What about you, Fazrena? You have 4 boutiques?
I have 3 stores.
3 stores, yeah.
3 stores and 1 online store. I think that for us, the main challenge is how I lead my team. I think that of course, it's something that has never happened before.
Yeah.
And we only had about like 24 hours. Was it 48 hours to actually, have a sudden change. Semua kedai kena tutup. What do people do? And then you have people being scared, balik kampung and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I had my staff to work remotely. And I think that all of those, to make the decision very quickly, even though we do have an online store, it was until a while baru MITI keluarkan letter, okay, e-commerce can be open. But we had a big team. We had the marketing team, the photograph team, the content creating team. So how do we handle all of those? So I think that, Alhamdulillah, we live in 2020, okay? I think that we heavily rely on internet connection. from connectivity and changing everything. Alhamdulillah, we also recently changed all of our system into cloud-based. So that 48 hours memang sempat pretty much lah. We went all out into getting the stocks, making sure the stocks are right in case, because we know even though when MCO first started, it could last longer than 2 weeks. So we were prepared for that. At the same time, we were transferring work really fast. So I think that's one of the biggest challenge I had as the leader. And I think that for us to fully rely on our online e-commerce, so we went into online marketing, which is something that usually during Raya we had a lot of fashion shows, a lot of events. So we cancel every single event and change everything into visual and online based. So I think that has to be one of the biggest challenge I've ever had.
Yeah, but well, I mean, you're still churning out every other week a new line.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
That's good news that the business is doing well. How do you manage, like, for example, stock keeping? Because I think during MCO, you're pretty much stuck, right? So how do you manage? Was there like a surge of online purchases, or was it like a stable demand from the market?
I think the first week was a lot of confusion. Everybody was confused, not knowing what to do. But I think humans are so adaptable, not just us as a company, but the customers as well. We learned to adapt, and I think customers also became very forgiving. When there's a surge of shopping, online shopping, there was quite transportation was quite a mess. The whole courier system. So we, as a brand, we became very clear with our customers. We want to deliver, we're just not sure when. So we follow NITI advice very closely, getting kebenaran, making sure everything is in order, and at the same time, we did not overpromise our customers. And Alhamdulillah, I think Malaysians are really nice people. So they know, they're like, okay, we understand. We cannot go out, but we still want that to do, so we'll wait for you. So I think we get a lot of customers' trust, and that's what makes Tudung People who we are right now.
Great. But I think MCO really changed everybody, from the businesses themselves and also the consumers. Like I mean, you rightfully mentioned that consumers are more forgiving. I think the other word would be understanding.
Yes.
Because they want the item, they can't go out, so they have to wait. What about you, Faz Adhili? Because if people are not cycling during MCO, I mean, they're cycling at home, did they buy jerseys?
Oh, surprisingly, they did. And we are really lucky because I live around 5 kilometer radius from where I stay to my shop. So once in a while, it was me who will make a trip down to the shop, like pack all the stuff by myself because we are just a small team. It's only just 3 of us. And then
3 of you?
Yeah, only three of us. And pretty lucky. We never had any issue with posting or shipping. It's always on time. So, but sometimes I had to sneak out in the middle of the night. I got caught once, and then I was begging, please let me go, just please this one time, because it was already around 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning. But it was one of the risks that I took just to deliver the products.
Things you do for your customers.
Yes.
Spirit is there. Okay, so one of the things we face, I think the businesses face, Malaysian businesses face, is the perception of local goods, local brand. So Faz, I know that Tudung People has a range of, I mean, you are the Tudung People. You guys create crazy good tudung from
Thank you,
kids
thank
range
you.
to for the adults, but you have also ventured into more athletic wear, and I believe you have 6 different versions of sports hijab.
Yes,
So
correct.
what made you expand your business to sports?
I think that again is back to creating solution to an everyday women's problem. And one of the things that made, okay, you know, as a person, I'm the type yang suka bagi banyak gila alasan. Like I would not do a certain thing because a certain thing tak ada. Okay,
It's a typical perempuan thing lah.
No, it's just me. I'm not pemalas orangnya. You can hear fast, but like boleh je fast, boleh je. But I will always create reason, and then it makes me think that, you know, why is it so hard for me to be active or do something? Okay, so I do notice that there isn't that many sports hijab in the market, and then so that's how we first started. We came up with just 2 collections. And then we get feedback from our customers, and then we have, of course, you have all kind of customers. People who need longer hijab, people who might not need an active wear yang macam terlalu athletic. They just want something yang tak panas, just untuk dia orang punya leisure. So
go for a walk,
athleisure. Okay, so that's how we started our whole sports hijab range, because we want to cater every different women from all kind of backgrounds. So again, we want to have, there's no reason for another woman cakap, oh tapi tudung tu tak susah sangat. I know there will be a tudung for you.
That's true.
Hence that's why we have 6 different designs for our sports collection.
Interesting. Faz, Adhili, how do you position your jerseys and your cycling wears? Because I know even though you position yourself as a lifestyle fashion brand, but at the moment you're focusing on cyclists, right? So that's a problem that you are focusing on. So how do you position your goods versus the international ones, the ones that people are more familiar with?
Okay, in the beginning, it was so hard to convince our people to buy our own products because they don't believe in brand. That's a stigma that still up until today kita ada. But you see, if I put some of my products next to some of a well-established brand from overseas, we are basically using the same fabric, same exact fabric, but they're selling at 3 or 4 times higher, at least, to what we offer. So that's one of our selling point. Same quality, but
affordable price.
But of course, there's also any other local brand who's doing the same thing, even cheaper than us. But people don't really buy the idea because the brand is not there. I think it's in for sport in general. That's what people are looking for. They are willing to pay a good amount of money for the brand that they like, not for the product itself. But if we have both, which we are aiming for, so you are in a good position to win people's heart.
So I believe that Fazrena, you also share the same pain point, because I think now, we have a lot more international brands that have ventured into hijab sportswears, right? We don't have to mention their brands, but yeah. So people will compare between Tudung People and this brand. So how do you position differently? Because they are also answering a problem statement to a need that the customer needs, right? So how do you position yourself? Is it the marketing? Is it playing with the sentiment of Buatan Malaysia, or how?
Well, for us personally, the whole team of Tudung People, just a quick introduction, we are almost 99% women. I only had like 3 guys in my company. I think
Woman
that
power.
yes. But I think that for us is how we experience it, because I think every hijabi would have different preferences, different experience in life. So I think that's our main idea, is how we design something based on our own experience, how we expect the hijab to be, how we expect uh, how comfortable it's supposed to be, what kind of coverage are we looking for. So I think those are the unique point from Tudung People. Something that you can't really find on whether it's international brands or certain other brands, because I think that we as Tudung People, we really focus on having it Sharia compliant. Even though we do follow fashion as much as possible, but they are just, we have our own limit to make sure that it is always Sharia compliant. So that is something that for us is our own identity. And I do believe that being unique and to actually to stay true to your company's idea and objective really helps for you to be more apparent in this market.
That's true. What are your marketing focus? Like, how do you, I mean, you don't have to convince me. I use your product, so I already know that Tudung People sports hijab, one of the best. But how do you convince those who do not know this? Meaning, if they have not tried, especially orang-orang yang beli online. So orang beli online, dia tak boleh rasa kan? Dia tak boleh rasa material, plan A, jersey and Tudung People punya sports hijab is the same as if you go touch any other material. You know, in fact, some of it, the quality is much better. So it's just how do you change that perception that, you know, it's not just your product, but any of your other peers out there running businesses and trying hard to push our local brands out there. How do you change the perceptions of Malaysians that Malaysian goods or brands are just as good, if not better?
I think for us, it's very in marketing, especially online marketing, it is very important in how you feed the information to your customers. There are times that you have very good products, but it's just that you do not know how to actually explain it well to customers, because they can't touch, they can't smell. So the only thing they can do is to actually hear and look. So these are the two aesthetic points that you have to explain to your customers, you know, why, what makes this material good. I'm not saying that just because my product is good, other products are bad. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Everybody has really good product. It's just that how do you actually position and how do you feed those information to your customers so your customers understand what are they looking for. That's the first thing. And secondly, of course, all e-commerce, most e-commerce, we do have return and exchange program, where you try, and if you don't like it, you can always return it to get a full refund. So that is something I think most online e-commerce
give confidence to people.
To give confidence to customers, yes.
Yes. Faz, I noticed that one of the unique features that your product has is the very customized designs on your jerseys. So is it right for me to say that's one of your unique selling proposition of your jerseys?
Yeah, I mean, we have a package where we offer custom-made jersey.
Oh, cool.
Because, okay, for example, at one point, maybe we have about 5 to 6 design. But some people out there, they don't really want to wear the same thing on the stuff that we have on the rack. And one thing about cycling, as a community, they have different clubs and different teams. So they want to have their own team jersey, you know, team bibs or caps or whatever, just to present their groups. So this is one of survey that we have in Plan A. Yeah, talk about how do we want to push more people to support our local products. For us, Plan A, as I mentioned earlier, we are heavily involved with on-ground activation. So I always tell my friends, say, look, if you buy something online or overseas brand, do they go for a ride with you? You know, if you
That's
have
true. That's true.
if you have a puncher, do they help you? You know, that hence why our tagline is "We ride with you," because we
Nice.
want,
Literally, then.
we ride with you. So, because we want people to understand that whatever that they spend to any local product, it's kind of like an investment for us to build up our own scene. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's very good actually, because what you're selling, you mentioned before, you're not selling products, you're selling lifestyle. And I think it will not be too far stretched if I say that you're actually selling experience, because you're not just going out with a new jersey, but they get all this post experience with you, you know, if they need help about any cycling experience or riding with you, or, you know, you are there for them. That's amazing.
Yeah, just to share with you a little bit, it's not our program, but earlier this morning, we went to Genting Perez in Ulu Langat. So there's a pile of rubbish in this one section. So this brand called Houseboom, they had an initiative to call what do you call it Jentola and then lorry pun semua, just to clean up the whole space.
Nice.
So,
is that a cycling route that you guys
yes,
use?
it is. It's basically a cycling paradise.
Nice.
For our for Klang Valley community, it's a 1 hour drive from Subang or from Shah Alam. But you know, it's so awesome to see people getting together. You know, this local brand. You know, macam bekerjasama buat something or protect something and they love. I love seeing all this.
Yeah, that's very good. A community coming together.
Yeah.
That's inspiring. Okay, for the rest of you who wants to ask questions to both Adhili from Plan A and Fazrena from Tudung People, please just submit all your questions below in both Facebook and Instagram, because we will pick about 4 to 5 questions to be answered and discussed live shortly. But if we don't pick your questions, we will still go through and answer all of it by the end of the day. So don't worry, just ask away whatever you want to ask. And for those who have who needs business advice, personal business advice for that matters, we have a session after this for 20 lucky participants, and a link will be shared with you a bit later on, and you just have to click on it, and the first 20 will be able to have that private one-to-one session with both Faz and Fazrena. Okay, let's go to
giveaway.
Yeah. Dah terus nak bagi ni. Okay, do you want to share what is it that...
I baca banyak kat Instagram ni. Diorang semua tak sabar nak dapat hadiah aje.
Oh, sabar. Do you want to share what you'll be giving away, Faz Adhili? Yeah.
Oh, so today we just had a technical stock just came out. So we're gonna give you guys both in white and black.
Nice.
Then we had some technical t-shirt. Sama juga. Both.
Wow. Do I get it?
You dah ada lah.
Okay, what about you, Fazrena? I heard you have something special for the viewers.
Oh my God, I'm not supposed to spill this. But we're giving out 3 shawls, unreleased shawl from next week's release. So this is one of the collection yang sold out instantly.
Nice.
So it is one of our printed collections. I'm not saying which one. I'm saying too much, but yes. So we will tease the real colors on Sunday. So
okay.
Whoever who asks the question will get the shawl by next week.
That's, guys, type away whatever questions you have. I mean, as much as possible, stick to business questions. But, you know, even if you're curious about what is the name of that line, by all means.
I saw one here and I kind of like the question. It's on Instagram.
Yeah.
From KNZNL. To both of us, just curious, pernah tak your product being said sama or close to any international or existing product brand? Okay, allow me to answer this first.
Go ahead.
So far kita tak pernah lagi, because memang our product, especially whatever you saw on the rack or our online store came from scratch. It's come from my heart. But we had some issue kalau for customized punya package because some of our community, our friends or our client, diorang suka macam can we have design macam ni Rafa and then ada armband sebiji macam tu. So for us kita try nak protect our brand juga. We always say no because I know it will be an issue. People will question us and then it's important for us to have originality.
Okay. Fazrena, do you want to answer that question or?
Well, I think for tudung people, things about tudung in general kan. It's a tudung for covering the head, covering dada. So there really isn't that much design you can do with it. So alhamdulillah, I think that a lot of us, especially brand owners lah, we have that kind of understanding. So contohnya ada orang kata macam, oh my god Faz, usually it's people coming up to me and share, this tudung looks like yours. For instant designs, I rasa macam it could be just coincidence kan, because in the end there's only so much things you can do with your hijab, and then if you want to do something a bit outrageous, it might not look very nice. Tapi for prints tu adalah benda normal. I got tons of that, duplicating, copying, same color, same campaign, tu benda yang I think it's a norm. It's a very small market and you still have people copying you. But I think as a brand, you should always improve and sentiasa try to get something new, keeping out always naikkan lagi you punya style, keep on changing it and keep being unique. So
but staying true to yourself though.
Correct.
Yes. If not, you will never be known. Betul? Betul. Okay, let's take one of the question from Jimmy Ibrahim. So Jimmy Ibrahim asks, do you plan to set foot in the Asian market? And if so, what are your business plans in making sure that your brand are able to compete with the local products there? So maybe Faz, Adhili, for cycling, it's everywhere around the world, right? So are there any Asian market that you would like to go into, and how would you position yourself differently there?
I mean, for cycling in general, biggest scene or industry in Southeast Asia is still in Thailand. Because numbers of riders and then the power that they have in production, in producing a product. But I would like to explore countries like Brunei, Singapore even, because constantly kita ada demand from these two countries and Indonesia even. So I think we pretty much happy with phase 1. So we want to expand into a bigger market in Southeast Asia, and I think Singapore, Brunei and Indonesia is the best place to start.
Cool. But for now, all the shoppings done on Plan A online can be shipped internationally, right?
Okay, now that's the problem. Kita punya online platform doesn't allow people from overseas to purchase. Dulu boleh, but now I'm not sure why. So maybe after this, maybe you guys ada something.
Boleh. Nanti kita PM tepi.
Boleh.
We'll see what we can do.
Kau I.
Yes.
Fazrena pun ada, yes. So Fazrena, what about you? Are you looking at, advancing Tudung people out there to other Asian market?
We do have 12 international distributors. One of our the biggest distributor we had, one is of course in Singapore. And then we have 2 premium distributors in Brunei. So I think that alhamdulillah, we're supposed to have every year we have events in both countries, Singapore and Brunei, especially during Raya and year end. It's just that during MCO, we're not allowed to fly out. So we are doing everything pretty much online right now. So all of the country have their own website.
Oh, okay, cool. So very localized to the language and to the lingo there.
Correct.
Hey guys, I see a lot of questions popping up on Instagram.
Yes, and also Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, Facebook I tak boleh buka lah. Guys, jom lah, join je lagi. You guys kena join the private session and we can have deeper conversation on this. I would love to talk to each one of you.
Macam tornado letak.
Yeah.
Okay, nanti kita bagi link. At the end of the session, we'll give you the link. And then for those who want that private session with both Faz and Fazrena, you can click on the link, okay? So next question by Haja Kama. Question to Double Faz. Do you believe in using international models to compete with overseas brands for global market? I think this is for both global and local lah, because local people still like to see a Mat Saleh wearing or donning your outfit, right? So what are your thoughts?
Well, for me, I don't believe in that. In fact, especially for tudung, because it's quite tudung tu dia macam, because it's religion thing kan. Initially, I think tudung people did use a few Mat Saleh models, especially when we had to show the hair and things like that, you know, show the neck, the hair in tutorials. But then I think recently we started using 100%, almost 100% local models. It's just that, because initially we didn't want to have models yang tunjuk leher for local models tunjuk leher. But then we thought, why don't we just use, you know, like Chinese models, Indian models, and you know, keep our brand more diverse. And that's what we did. So alhamdulillah, I think we started using more local models, and we also want to give more chances to Muslimah models as well.
Very good. What about you, Faz?
For us, for us,
what's the model?
It's opposite. Sebab cycling is universal kan?
Yeah.
So
you believe in using international models?
I do actually, because our first time using our family, our friends actually, Aubrey, I still remember when we tried to sell our national jersey. So it was a hit. Up until now, it's the best selling jersey. And from there, even before this one, macam people don't really know Plan A is from Malaysia. And then but starting from there, some of our product ada yang featured in international punya website, Instagram or whatever. And but now mungkin budget dah tak ada kan, so sometimes saya pakai sendiri je lah, malas nak keluar, just pakai sarung and ambil gambar.
Wow, you are a professional cyclist, right? Before this, so I believe you yourself is an influencer. Macam Fazrena juga. Fazrena pun you used to don your own hijab, right?
Tak tahu lah I influencer ke influenza, but you know.
influencer. I think if you don your own pun orang, there's a level of authenticity kat situ kan.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have one good question from Ali Azanullah. By the way guys, sustainability agenda is a big thing today. How do you guys support this agenda? Ada buat recycling program ke for your tudung and jerseys? Very good question.
Okay, for tudung people, okay, I cannot say anything, but we will come up with something next month. I cannot cakap banyak sangat, but yes, that is something has always been in the back of our mind. How do we want to recycle you know, tudung-tudung lapuk, tudung lama, or even tudung yang you can't wear anymore, because you know all of this thing has expiry date. So we have collaborated with someone regarding this topic, and that will be announced next month inshallah.
Nice. Ali, you hit the right spot. So what about you, Faz?
Oh, it's a very heavy question actually. I tak pernah pun jawab soalan macam ni sebenarnya. But I think it's interesting area to study, to also explore, because we have never done anything yang macam boleh recycle or whatever, but it's interesting. I'll look into it.
Nice.
Sorry, tak ada jawapan, but I'll do something about it.
Very good. But I think, aside from jerseys and the tudung itself, even the packaging, I think we have started seeing more brands are more, more very about the packaging they do, less plastics, more
Yeah,
papers,
papers.
or, yeah. So baby steps is all about for the next generation. Okay, one last question. Because we are running out of time.
Nak benci tu saya tapi takut gelap lah.
I tahu. I pun baca tu macam, should I read that question? No. What by Surfina, what is the best way to do marketing? Social media ads or direct selling? Who would like to answer that first? Direct selling, I guess. Direct selling. I don't know. Surfina, you want to? Yeah.
For me both. Because kalau contoh macam MCO hari tu, you tak boleh ada engagement with your end user. So memang kena pakai banyak digital platform lah untuk marketing. But now since dah post MCO, macam for us it's really important to have that engagement. We like to speak to our customer, our client, our friends, our family, to get feedback, to see how we can improve. And I really appreciate this kind of communication. So for me, both important.
Oh, very good. What about you, Fazrena?
Well, I think that depending on what kind of business you are doing, you have to make sure that your marketing is personalized to your business, to the whole branding of your business as well. Because of course, there are certain products that need to be, direct selling to me is more macam one-to-one session ataupun face-to-face, like in a store and physically, or even through social media means. Tapi not all products suit that kind of marketing. Maybe some would prefer a bit more soft selling approach, or some would be more testimonial approach. I think that you need to understand what your product is, and your brand as a whole. How do you want your brand to be identified as? And that's how you can focus on the marketing.
And I guess you need to know where your target audience are too. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think we have to wrap the session. There are a lot of questions for both of you to answer later. But I think the 5 questions that we have addressed from Jimmy, from Saz Hadi, Ali Azanullah, Aida Firdaus, and Surfina are those who will be lucky to walk away with goodies from Plan A and Tudung People. Nanti kita akan contact so that we can arrange for you to enjoy these goodies. So for the rest of you who would like to have a private one-to-one session with Fazrena and Faz to ask any business questions or advices or tips, there will be a link in the comment box, the Zoom link that you can go to. So the first 20, unfortunately we have to go with first come first serve. So the first 20 that goes into that Zoom link will have that exclusive privilege to have that one-to-one session with Faz and Fazrena. So last tips to other businesses out there who are starting up or who are struggling to make themselves, stand out from the crowd. What are your tips in summarized?
I rasa gaduh siapa nak jawab dulu. I think that business, no matter what business you are venturing into, number 1, you have to be original, and number 2, you have to be innovative in whatever thing you're doing. You got to be unique. You need to know what is your USP, unique selling proposition, and you need to know who are your key target market. You need to have these 2 things. Baru you boleh tahu, okay, what am I going to do with my business? What are the plans? Because I feel that doing business or just doing anything in life, if you don't have a plan, you are planning to fail. So I think that's the main idea.
Very good. And you need to have plan A and stick to it. Betul tak, Faz?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So your advice, Faz?
Exactly the same macam Fazrena. But I would like to add, you need to have a really strong identity. The reason why people can recognize your brand. So setiap brand ada dia punya special identity why dia ni strong in what way.
Yeah.
In terms of design or what kind of direction you heading. Some suka minimal, some suka fancy. So you need to find your identity, stick to it, stay true. Jangan sebab orang lain buat and then you
Kita
pun
pun
nak
nak
buat.
jam.
Yeah, so because that's not your work. So you need to find yours and stay true.
I absolutely agree.
Betul. Okay, two last things. Will we see a collaboration between Tudung People and Plan A?
Pula ramai tanya kat sini ni.
Yeah, so I kena jawab, I kena tanya lah soalan ni.
Mana boleh
Last year.
declare.
Tapi adalah possibility kan.
InsyaAllah.
Yeah.
InsyaAllah.
And for supporting all the other local businesses out there, aside from each other's brands, list down one of your most favorite local brand.
Banyak.
Pilih satu yang close to the heart.
Tudung People.
Tak boleh pilih each other. I know you guys are gonna do that.
Okay, local brand for me, because I come from a street background, I like Pesta Mota.
Nice.
And then I like House Boom, the drinks.
Drink, yeah.
And then let me name lagi satu. My friend's brand, Zainul. He do a lot of things daripada kurta, seluar ke sandal. But sorry Zainul, aku lupa nama brand kau.
It's okay, nanti you can letak kat komen.
Yes. Umar.
Umar. Okay, cool. What about you, Fazrena?
I have a lot. I shop local all the time. Okay.
Well done.
For clothing, most of my clothes are from Kalakisha.
Nice.
So that's my number one go-to brand. And then secondly, will be Olam.
Yes.
So Olam has amazing women's sportswear. Please, Plan A pun boleh buat lepas ni. And thirdly, skincare, which is Kura. So these three brands are memang I sentiasa pakai.
Okay, cool. All right, for the rest of you, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Faz and Fazrena, for spending your time for Sembang Bisnes 3.0, Buatan Malaysia, Why Choose Local. For the rest of you and the consumers out there, please support local business. SMEs contribute more than 500 billion to our national GDP. So if we don't support our own people, no. So
Apa lagi?
yes, and then this is Hari Merdeka. Kita nak menyambut Hari Kemerdekaan yang ke-63 dah. So we need to merdekakan our own mentality about our own local goods, our own local made products. We do it now, starting now with Tudung People and Plan A. So enjoy your long weekend. Selamat Hari Merdeka and good night. Bye. See you.
Bye guys.
Bye.